Prime, where do I put the file?
So we want invulnerability. How about chaff and flares?
Uh, is that an option?
Uh, yeah, I tried commit online. It just popped up with rules ROE.
That's an option in there for chaff and flares?
A firm.
No.
Unlimited chaff and flares.
No, just leave it. Leave it blanket. I think I've never used
Alright.
it before. I don't know what it's gonna do.
Okay.
And plus, yeah, most of the Sam's chaff and flare doesn't even, or chaff doesn't even matter.
So I think I've got TE open. I don't see any aircraft slots though.
Have you selected within online?
Yeah, it's online, Prime's game,
Yep.
tactical engagement.
Did you commit?
US.
Yeah, so when I commit, that's where I had that chaff and flare window pop up.
Yeah, you have to hit OK on that, and then it should take you into the map with the.
And make sure the
flags
top
left.
two are green. Make sure the top two are green.
Right.
So where do I put the INI file in data campaigns and then put it in data and campaigns?
Scope, you're coming through real quiet, brother.
I'm showing orange instead of green for invulnerability. I've got one of them green, the other one's orange.
You need to go into setup and select invulnerability there, and then come back in.
I already did that. I'll double check it though.
Yeah, usually if it's orange, it means that it's not set in settings.
Skill issue.
So am I much more clear now?
A little clearer, yeah.
So I was asking, should I put the INI file in data campaigns?
In campaign folder, yeah, that's where it goes.
Got it.
And are we picking slots right now?
Yeah, so on the sign up sheet, you could go ahead and go into your slots. So according to the sign up sheet, go to your slots there. And I'll keep this the way it is. This'll work.
There we go.
The last light.
The one on the left is wingman, right? Or is it right?
The left is its top is 1, left is 2, right is 3, and then bottom's 4.
Gotcha.
And then if it's a 2-ship, the top one is 1, and the left one is 2.
Got it. So we doing ramp or?
No, not gonna do ramp today. So I'm just gonna, there's a quick little briefing I gotta do, and then we'll get into it. But make sure everybody's good. We'll do an IVC check. We'll go over all that. But make sure you have the INI file. So you should have circles and boxes around
Like on the map?
border. Yeah, on the map. I'm doing a live stream here, so you should be able to see what it looks like. But you should have circles, a lot of circles.
Yeah, like some threat rings, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't see it in magenta. I only see it in.
So yeah, I just had it. That was a certain setting, but you should, depending on your check boxes, you should have these red circles.
Got it.
If you did the INI as you fold and you don't see it, you can go and hit load, and it may populate.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine didn't. I'm having to go in and redo it.
Okay, so you look at the. Let me reach you.
And just to double check loadout, we're just bringing gas. It's to train defense of SAMs.
Yeah, I'll go over the load. We can bring harms if you want to use them.
Understood.
But I'll go over that because it's always good to be able to use them. Mexico 7 and Camel 1. And once everybody's in your seat and your INI file is good to go ahead and mute your mic so I know that people are somewhat settled.
In terms of loadout, do I have to change anything or?
No, that's usually the lead changes it, because if two people are in at the same time and you have different settings, it'll make weird stuff. So
Oh, okay.
you could look at it and just always press cancel if you're not lead,
Sure.
because it does some weird things.
So I guess we've got AMRAMs, T-Pod, Fuel Pod, and
Okay, prime my man.
Cool. Let's see, that's the east. And this is west.
Scope, make sure you have invulnerability turned on in the settings.
Yeah, now once you're on the screen, go ahead and go to setup and check, make sure it's on. Once you're on 2D, check it again.
Okay, done.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this little briefing here. It's a quick little thing. Start from beginning. Oh. This one. Okay. Welcome to Musical Sam's. This is probably one of the most exciting training missions I've ever done. I've done it a couple times and it gets really, really hectic sometimes, but it's good to be able to experience SAMs while not in an actual environment where you could get killed. So this is a good experiment to do it, to get familiarization with some of the SAMs. So going over some of these, if you have the threat guide handy, I would recommend like taking it out and looking at it while we're going through in the pit. But some tactics, some characteristics theory, and some tactics of different SAMs. So to 4.36, there's been new logic to the SAMs if you haven't already noticed. So I think before, the maximum distance where the SAMs could launch, they would usually launch the maximum distance. Now it's been changed. Now they wait till about halfway through to 3/4, closer to them, so you don't have that ability to escape as easily. So they'll literally wait for you to be right over them or really close before they start shooting. They have the search radar usually pops up, and roughly about 2 times the distance they could shoot. Sometimes the fire control radar pops up and then goes away. It doesn't always happen, but if you do see the fire control radar, which is usually the mnemonic on your RWR, if you see the numeric symbol of it, you're too close and it's going to shoot probably really soon. So once you see it, you need to turn away and try to get away from it, because it's using its fire control radar now, not its search radar. So it's really close and it's probably within range to shoot at you. So if you see it, especially if it goes on the inner ring, you need to go in the opposite direction. Seed, sometimes usually the SAMs, they know when you're shooting at harm, so they turn off because you're doing a hook. So they could literally paint you and they see that you're turning around on the radar, and they'll turn off their radar so the harm cannot hit them anymore. So they're pretty smart in that aspect. And most of the double digit SAMs can shoot down your harms. So like 15s, I think, the 17s, 11s, 10s, 21s, 20s. So they could all shoot your harms down, and they could shoot at 2 or 3 different targets at once. So doing seed against a SA-10, you need at least like 4 or 8 people, at least 2 flights. Long range SAMs, usually they have a SA-19 or a SA-8 or a 14 next to it. So if you're doing a seed deed flight of a SA-10, just be aware that there's probably some SHORADs, some short range SAMs close to it, just in case when you do that pop-up attack, they'll be there waiting for you when you do that pop-up attack, so just keep that in mind. Any overall questions so far? I know it's just random information of general BMS-isms.
So the smart logic when you're doing seed, since they can detect when you turn away. So I guess the tactic is to just keep flying forward towards it.
So it depends. So usually we put like a grinder. So you have to. So whoever's doing the deed, whoever's destroying it, the SAM at low level probably, you need to have a window where they could actually attack. So if you have 4, or if you have 2 F-16s with harms, and you put each one with like 15, 30 seconds of spacing, you have up to like 2 minutes. Since you have 8 SAMs or 8 harms, so you have up to 2 minutes if you do a 30-second spacing. So as they're attacking, those harms need to be up in the air. So if they turn off, cool. If the harms are going to get them, but you still have the deed flight low level within 30 seconds of attacking them, so they pretty much are going to die anyway. So the best way to do it is to have a 1 minute, 2 minute time where you have a harm shooting every 30 seconds or 15 seconds. So as they're attacking, there's harms in the air. So that's the best way to do that.
Understood.
So here's some ECM theory. ECM has been implemented as of late. It's a little bit more complicated. Once you get it, it's pretty easy. Over here to the right, let me get my laser. So to the right here, the effect of it is about 60 degrees, 30 degrees on each side. So if you're off to the side, it's not going to work anymore. Same thing with behind. And then on the horizontal view, or vertical, it's about 30 degrees as well. It goes a little bit above you and mostly below you. So you want to be above the person you're trying to jam. It makes more sense. So if you're above them too much, this goes out forever. So there's some math involved, but it's actually I did a chart somewhere. I don't remember where it is, but I did a chart here, and there's a certain distance where they could be still within your cone, and they could still be above you. But XMIT 1 is auto EXM, and it's just behind you. So once you get locked or painted, it'll automatically turn on, but only if it's behind you. It'll only transmit or jam behind you. In front, it won't do anything. XMIT 2 is behind and in front. So once you get locked up, it'll transmit aft and forward. XMIT 3 is active. So whatever button you have pressed, it will transmit that frequency all the time. So once you're in 3, it'll just barrage that frequency forward and aft. With harms, if you have the forward portion on, it basically disables your HAD and your harm. You can still use your harm as POS, but it basically disables your harms if you have it activated forward. It does affect your FCR sometimes. There's a degradation of about 30% forward with your own radar. Aft, it doesn't really do anything because you're not looking behind you. So if you are locked on to something and they lock onto you, and then your jammer comes on, it could degrade your lock. So it could like kind of go in and out more often than not, and it'll kind of do some things. So if you have that problem, you can temporarily turn off your jammer with the CMS switch right. It'll put it in a standby, and then you could lock it up, fire a missile, turn it on if you want, turn it off if you want. So you can do whatever at that point. Yep, makes HTS and has unusable. And I think it's both the same for both DCS and BMS, but symbology chevrons. The chevrons are the jammer portions of the contacts that are jamming. Any questions on ECM so far? Sweet. So there's a couple of them I want to go over. So SA6, this is probably the lowest number, but most dangerous SAM. So it's SA6. It's not a double digit, but it's the lowest, most dangerous one. So it comes up as F as the fire or the search control, the search radar, and then 6 is the fire control radar, uses a straight flush, and then the search radar is a flat face. Minimum range is 2 nautical miles, 550-foot launch, so it can launch at you. You could probably get below it pretty easily. So 550 for minimum. Typical engagement is 10 nautical miles, and this just basically means you're not getting above it. So you're not going to be able to fly above it. So you either have to fly around it or underneath it. max range of the missiles is 20 miles, but usually it launches at 10. Like I said, it usually waits till about halfway. Get away from it. I have a whole playlist of SAM reactions. So basically with this, if you have stores, you might want to jettison them. We won't be jettisoning stores in this one because you have invulnerability, so it doesn't matter. But if you're in a mission and you have stores, you might as well jettison everything because you're not going to get away from it with Cat 3 and 10,000 pounds of fuel and 20,000 pounds of weapons. So it's not going to happen. So might as well just jettison everything, break away, split S. So just do, if this is up and down, you need a split S going downward. So you need a chaff flare this way, then split off this way, then split off this way. You need to basically do a serpentine downwards. And depending on how far you can get, you might get away from it, but usually before you hit the ground, the second one hits you. But I do have a whole playlist of all of this in on my channel. It does have home on jam. So to be fair, or for what it's worth, 2 updates ago, I guess 4.35, this launched at me with the F. So it didn't have 6. I didn't see it at all. I had my jammer on. It launched. I didn't hear a launch tone. The F just started to lock me up, and I exploded. So I guess that's the home on jam in effect, but it was very strange. But keep that in mind when you're around SA6s or anything else that has home on jam. Chaff vulnerability is medium, so use chaff for this. Like I said, in that downwards split S, keep going down till you can get terrain masking. Max velocity is very fast, and it uses semi-active radar homing, so you do get a launch from it. And these are mobile, but I don't think they shoot while moving, but they could stop and shoot almost instantaneously and then start moving again, so they kind of can shoot while moving.
Just to note, with the jamming, you can turn the jammer on and off, flicking it on and off, and if you do it while it's doing a home on jam, it will cause it to, like, once you turn the jammer off, it's going to lose, so if you do it on and off quickly, you can cause it to, like, I've seen in TAC view, like, the missile, like, freaks out, and then eventually if you leave it off, it will trail off to the wrong direction.
Yeah, so it doesn't have, you decreased your radar cross section. So it's like looking at this bright flashlight and then you dim the flashlight and it's like, I don't know where the person went. So yeah, yep.
Question on the split S. Should we be trying to put this on the 3 to 9 and kind of notch, or does it really matter since we're going vertical?
3-9.
Understood.
Yep, put it on your 3-9 and just go back and forth, put it on the 3-9. You always have to get visual of it and try to outturn it. It still does 7 to 8 Gs, but it's trying to pull lead, so it's hard to do that when you're going straight down. These don't usually go into the ground. Most of them in BMS don't go into the ground. They usually like stop 100 feet above the ground and like wait until you either hit the ground or they hit you. So it's kind of insane. There's only a couple of them. I think the SA8 you might be able to make that go into the ground, but most of them they don't fall for that trick. Best thing to get away from it is to stay out of the mez, stay out of the missile engagement zone, use terrain masking, and like I said, you might as well just emergency jettison. Either you'll die with bombs or you die without bombs. SA-10, there's no launch warning. It's a long range, about 50 miles. It'll start locking you up. And the only way to know that it locked you up or the only way to assume that it launched a missile is that the 10 goes from the outer ring to the inner ring and it starts chirping at you. That is like a 99% chance that it launched you. So once it does that, you need to either terrain mask. Don't worry about jamming. Don't worry about chaff. Just you need a terrain mask, like period. Or you could flow in the opposite direction, and it shouldn't be able to reach you from a maximum distance of its 50-something miles. Yeah, inner versus outer ring, terrain mask. This thing is very deadly. You could die out of nowhere. It's very, very subtle when it comes to knowing that it launched at you. You're not getting above it. You can get below it. No smoke. It's 50 miles away. It doesn't even matter. Big Bird is the 10 on the outer ring, and then the 10 on the inner ring is the flap lid. That's the only differential between the two radars. There's no BB like in DCS. There's nothing like that. So outer ring and inner ring basically differentiates between the tracking radar and the search radar. These things move. Oh,
if
go
you
ahead.
have the beep on the inner ring, you automatically assume that it's a launch.
Yes, it'll chirp. It'll sound like a bird. It'll chirp, chirp, chirp. Like it's a launch. You need to do something.
Yeah, as soon as you see it, it's a launch. It's just, and you react.
Yep. So ECM, I wouldn't use ECM with this because it has home on jam, so it could burn through at 36, but it could launch at you and home on your jammer anyway. So there's no reason to use jammer for this. Chaff vulnerability is no effect, so don't even use it. Max Mach is 5.5, so it's very fast. Usually when it launches, you have about 2 minutes or so, 90 seconds before it hits you. So once you get that inner ring, don't freak out and think you have 10 seconds left. You have 90 seconds to do something before you explode. So you could, if you need to finish launching a harm or finish launching bombs, or you could finish it, but make sure the more time you wait, the more aggressive your defense needs to be on the tail end. So if you're on the outer ring of the very edge of the ring of the 10, that's if it's in the correct spot, if it's accurate, and you're on the very edge of it, you can just flow outwards of it, and then it shouldn't be able to hit you. It'll still track you and everything, but you just go away from it, and it should just lose kinetic energy at that point. And if you're both in the same like formation, the cone will be both of you, and you'll both get that same RWR experience. SA-14s, some man pads. So these are IR. So as you know, there's no warning. There's no indication at all of it on your RWR. Typical engagement is 1.6 miles. Max is 12,000 feet. So usually it's about 10,000 feet they'll launch at you. The only way to know that it launches at you is if you visually see it, or if one of your wingmen see it. It's a quick, it says no smoke, but maybe the first second there's a smoke, and then it's gone. So the first second you'll see the smoke, and then after that it goes away. Break turn 5 to 7 Gs, flare. So the flare vulnerability is very high, so you'll get away from this if you go to idle and pop off like 3 or 4 flares, and you should be good. They are on some BMPs, and I think the personnel on the ground, I don't think it's modeled in BMS when it comes to acuity in the cockpit. So you won't be able to see the actual person, but you'll see that 1 second of smoke. Yeah, they'll get you pretty fast. If you're low enough, it's probably about 1 or 2 seconds before it hits you. Strategically located around battalions. So if you see tanks or BMPs or other type of vehicles, there's probably a couple of these in that battalion. So you might want to stay away from them. SA-17, this is probably the most feared. This thing is it's like a bear, literally like a grizzly. So you see it and you know you're about to die. Like it's looking at you straight in the face and it's like, I'm going to kill you now. So the search radar is a D. It's a snowdrift. That's a search radar. I don't have a picture of it here, but it's like this. It's a large dome or large vertical face, and it spins around. And the 17, so each of these have they're all self-sufficient. So they have the tracking radar and their missiles on one track, on one vehicle. So usually there's more than 2 of these in a battalion. So usually there's 4. So if you get one of them, there's still 3 more. Minimum range is 140 feet, so you can get below them if able. Typical engagement is 80,000 feet, so you're not getting above it. That's about when so it's a shorter range SAM, but once they launch at you, you are going to get hit if you are unable to terrain mass. You do not get away from this by maneuvering unless you're just completely lucky. But this is not a maneuver. You cannot outmaneuver this missile.
Just one thing, Prime, on the Snowdrift,
Yeah.
It's the same base track vehicle, but it's the big flat billboard style radar.
Yeah, it's a big giant one. There is smoke. You can see it. There's smoke for a good portion of its trajectory, so you can see it. 2 missiles per target, so it launches at you twice. I don't even really have it's probably the same threat reaction as a SA6, but you're probably going to get hit. 2 to 3 weaves, pull up. I mean, none of this even matters. Like, you're not going to get away from this unless you can terrain mask. But you can try whatever you want, but you need to be doing 9Gs. Like, you need to be trying a lot. Usually there's a 7 or a 14 next to it. Anti-missile capability, so it can shoot down missiles. Home on jam, chaff vulnerability, no effect, so there's no reason to do that. Max velocity is 2.7 Mach, so it's pretty quick. Yeah, stay out of the mez. Use terrain masking, emergency jettison. The search radar uses the SA-11 and the SA-17, so if you see a D, it's one of these SAMs, and then once you see the actual numeric code or the numeric thing on your RWR, you're too close, you need to get away from it immediately. And yeah, stay away from both. And it could track 6 targets at once. So it could track 2 of your harms and 4 of your wingman trying to hit it on the ground. So and there's 4 of these. So there's 4 separate ones. So that's why it could track pretty easily multiple targets. Any questions on the 17? Sweet. Any questions overall before we go into the briefing for the mission today?
Are there any specific binds I need to have for the complement, the ECM?
Left, right, forward, aft.
Okay.
If specifically, I would like for you to have aft at least.
That's for CMS.
I mean, all of them are important. Like, it's not really, you could choose 2 and be okay.
Someone here mentioned like timing. Just for the record, time zone wise, I think I could spare like maybe 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, it shouldn't be that long. It's like a 15-minute briefing for the mission here. Okay, so make sure everybody's in your seat. Go to setup. Make sure you have invulnerability on. Make sure you have your threat circles. And I'll get into this real quick. So the briefing here is in order. So as you see, Fury 2, Mustang 3, Falcon 3, and Mako 1. So that corresponds to your Victor, your intraflight, and your TACAN. So the first flight will be 15. You'll be using 15 Victor, and you'll be using 15 for your TACAN. You can go over the TACAN once you get into 3D. Second is 16, so you put 16 on your VHF channel. Third, 17, and 18. Yeah, so that'll be, once you get in, make sure you tune to your respective flights Victor channel so you can talk to each other, and then set your UHF to 2. That'll be the tower. We'll all meet up on tower and your Victor channel. We do have 2 tankers. So I wrote down both tankers, Texaco 7 and Camel 1. So Texaco 7 is in the east. It's I can't even put a steer point line. It's yeah, let me do this. I'll do this. So this is Texaco 7. So you have boxes and you'll have it in 3D, so just make sure you know where you're going. So this is Texaco 7. The frequency is 330.100. That is the frequency for them, and your leads know what this means. Just that for SA for the wingman. So you don't worry too much about these frequencies now, but I'm just going over everyone so you know kind of what to expect. But if you're a wingman, feel free to write these down. It just increases the situational awareness of you while in game. So this is the east, Texaco 7, and this is the west. It's Camel 1. It is 294.725. And we'll basically split these. I'll have Mustang and Fury. Or wait. Yeah, I'll have Mustang and Fury. You'll take the west, so you'll take Camel. And then Falcon and Mako, you'll take the east as Texaco.
And if you can't tank, you're either exit early, that alternate field is right there by Steer 7.
Yeah, it's right here.
You can
So
land
that's-
and
I
exit
think
if you need to.
I think steer point 10 is the alternate field, so it's right underneath our tanker stuff. So if you can't tank, feel free to land there and end it if you want. If you could stay longer, we'll probably end it there. But if we have time, we'll see if we can make it back home. So as you can see with the SAMs here, they're everywhere. We probably won't really worry about the SA2, but if you want to go over there, you can. But the more dangerous SAMs are to the east here. You got the 11, the 17. I think I have a what's this? I think I have a 10 somewhere. Yeah, SA5 is up there.
No,
SA10 on this
you have 2
side.
full flights of 8, or you have 2 full flights of 4.
No, it's only one full flight of 4.
And then the other one's 3, though, right? I was going to
Yeah.
say you could have one flight go west, one flight go east, and then work backwards. That way, we're not all engaging the same SAMs at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
And then
So I'll have-
whichever flight has 3, the Fury flight will follow. So that would be 5 on one side and 4 on the other.
Cool. So with that case, based off of the tankers, so I have Falcon and Mako. You're into the east, so I have you start from the west.
Got it.
So you'll start.
Yeah.
You'll go in order, and then Mustang and Fury. We got the west one, so we'll go backwards.
Got it.
So Mustang goes backwards. Yeah, so there's no fighters. It's only SAMs. Don't deplete too much of your chaff and flare, especially for these double-digit SAMs, because it doesn't matter. So just kind of get used to it, and kind of play with the SAMs a little bit there. It's pretty fun. Don't pull too many Gs, because you'll break your bags or something. But
Yeah, there's no reason to break your jet when you're having invulnerability on. And then once you get hit, just flow out of this threat circle, and then we can set back up and do another run into it. The idea is just to get used to seeing the missiles launch, the sounds of the RWR, and try to do some evasive maneuvers.
yeah, yep.
Don't go out there like a madman and twist your jet in the first SAM, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And to conserve fuel, you don't have to go in a burner. So just use like mill or something. You just kind of conserve a little bit of fuel, because it'll get slurped really fast.
And then once we get below like the 7,500 pounds or whatever, we'll drop the tanks. So later you can try some more higher performance turns.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got. I think we're ready for the IVC check.
Yeah, I think that's about it. So this IVC check, it goes
Right,
as
listen up.
in order of the flights here. So Fury 2 will go first, and then all their Wingman, Mustang 3, and so on. So to do that, you need to make sure that your BMS is active by clicking on it. So you just click on your BMS window, and then mute your mic on Discord so we don't hear you twice. And then once your BMS window is activated, you press F1, and then you hold it, and then you talk. And then we'll go down the line. You'll be like Mustang 3-1 IVC check, Mustang 3-2 IVC check. We'll go down that line. And if you do not hear the person before you, wait 10 seconds or whatever, and then start talking again, or the next person will go. And at the end, we'll just see who hasn't gone yet. So I'm going to start with... So it'll be Fury, Mustang, Falcon, and then Mako.
Fury 2-1 uniform check.
Fury 2-2 radio check.
Mustang 3-1 IVC.
Mustang 3-2 IVC check.
Mustang 3-3 IVC.
Mustang 3-4 IVC.
Falcon 3-1 IVC.
Falcon 3-2. No 4.
Falcon 3-3 IVC.
That was everybody.
All right, listen
Yep,
up.
that was everyone. Cool. So it's a 4-ship. Falcon 3 is a 4-ship now. Okay, cool. I'll
Wait, Falcon, what is a what?
No, Falcon
I heard-
3 is a 3-ship.
Okay. Who was in that last one then? Mako.
Claw-
Who's in Mako?
Uh,
Yeah,
nobody.
now I'm confused.
Yeah,
I
just
think that was Falcon 3-2 calling in after me.
okay. Yeah, Falcon and Mako should be both 2 ships. Let me look in here.
Mako is a 4-ship, but it looks like it's all AI.
A firm.
Okay.
You could kill it if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna kill it.
Sorry, I know this was mentioned, but what were the Victor channels again for each?
So it's in the
Alright,
order.
listen
So
up.
go to your briefing. Oh. I want to open the briefing. I can't open the briefing anymore.
Make sure you click on your flight. If you had the other flight still clicked, it will.
Oh, okay. So you go to your briefing and you can see your flights here. 1 should be green. That's you. So in the order, starting with 15, you go 16 and then 17.
So as Mustang 3, that should be
16.
16.
Yeah, it'll be
Gotcha.
16 for your Victor, and then you'll do the 16 plus 63 for the TACAN.
Yep. Let me get my weapon delivery planner.
Yep.
All right.
So
Yeah, we'll
for
be.
flight,
Go ahead. What was that?
for Falcon 3, it would be 17 plus 63, right? For TACAN.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll go over that in the pit. Doesn't take too long.
Mm-hmm.
So 79. Any questions overall of the mission before we hop into the taxiway here?
Yeah, Prime, remind me again which flights are going which way?
So now there's only 3 flights now. Mako's gone. Falcon is a 4-ship. Falcon is going to the east. They're going to Texaco.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mustang and Fury are going to the west, going to Camel.
Mm-hmm. But are you talking about the refueling or the way on which we're gonna go through the waypoints?
Mustang and Fury are going backwards, and Falcon is going forwards.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, clockwise versus counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now, the click dance. You do this every time before you get into the pit. So now you click your slot, like your flight, and then you click your seat, and you press either data cartridge or this one above the sun cabinet thing. Press data cartridge. Go to IFF plan, com plan, and press save. That saves all your IFF codes, saves all your comm stuff, saves all your threat circles. If you don't do that, you will have different comms from everyone, and it'll be a bad day because you won't be able to hear anybody until we figure out that you didn't do your click dance.
Just a question.
Yeah.
So UHF has to be 2, right?
Yes. At first,
When
and
I-
you go in the ladder for the stuff, air traffic control stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I swap it to 2, and then what I do? Press save, right? Or comm plan and save.
What?
But no. So all you do is you press the little button, you press comm plan, save, IFF plan, save, and you're done. In game,
Oh, okay.
you'll set 2.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
To make it a little easier, you could do to make it default. So if everybody wants to do that, you could do this real quick because it'll be there forever. So usually when you get into 3D, you go to COM2. So you could right now go to UHF, preset 2, and then make this as default. So make it green. Make that as default. Every time you get in the pit, it'll be 2. For VHF, you don't know which flight you're going to be in, so I'd usually just do 15. So I put 15 in there and make it default. So now once you get in, you'll be on 2 and 15 immediately. I think it puts you on some random things if you don't do that.
And that way, even if you're not going to be 15, at least you have something that you're going to be connected to another flight, so they can tell you,
Yeah.
no, you're supposed to be on 16 or 17, but at least you're
Yep.
in the same ballpark.
Yeah, once you get in there, change to whatever frequency you are, but at least you have those are there.
Yeah, I'm just used to doing that in the beginning, so just have to make sure.
Cool. Sweet. Any other questions?
Bio break.
Oh yeah, let's do a bio break real quick. We'll come back at 50
Nice.
if you need
Sounds
to go.
good. Bye.
Copy that.
What's the new hotness? What's the best throttle quadrant on the market right now for anybody who's actually around?
Don't
Mine.
get Prime started.
Yeah, mine. Whichever
What is
one
it?
you have is the best one because I mean the new one hasn't really come out yet. So, but yeah, I like the Thrustmaster Warthog, but I might upgrade to something else, throttle wise.
It, my throttle got knocked off the shelf the other day, so now it's doing ghost gear down inputs, which
Oh,
I just
wonderful.
it's not hard. I just got to put them under a shift layer so it can't just do it on its own. But
Oh yeah.
I've had the
Craig.
old girl for what? What, Quasi?
I wasn't going to interrupt you. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Oh,
The old girl.
No, the old girl's 5 years old. It's time that maybe she sees retirement.
You need to get your ass to fly. That's what I was going to say.
Man, you
Yeah,
blow,
that's what I was
you
gonna
blow
say.
your PC up, you throw your throttle on the ground, you're doing everything you can not to fly.
Yeah, pretty much. The PC's working, and actually I'm flying. I'm flying the B1B right now on the Mideast 128 server.
Good, get ready for Thursday.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Do it.
Had,
Global Strike Command confirmed.
had to re-keybind everything, and it was a pain in the booty.
Are you guys flying on Fred's server? Are you, or is it your own?
I'm screwing around on Fred's server. I'm going and wiping out SA2 sites, and there's 18 billion of them.
All right, there's 50. All right, y'all. Hopefully everyone's back. If you're not back, raise your hand. So how the committing works. So the server puts it to ×1, and you'll see the clock start going. And at this point, you might want to do another click dance just in case, because I'm paranoid. So do one more click dance, and then you press take off, and then you got 3 options there. Right now we're doing taxi. Until everyone does the same thing and in the same status, it will go. The time will go down normally ×1. Once everybody gets into the same status, at taxiway it'll accelerate. That's how you can tell if everyone's committed or not.
Hi everyone, that was your cue to.
You came in broken.
Let's go.
There it is. So now it's going down. It should be like 6 minutes or 7 minutes. So now mute your mic so we don't hear you twice, and I'll see y'all in the game.
Alright, 1 is in the pit.
Two is in the pit.
And then on tack end, I'm on 15 Yankee.
Sunrise.
Tack in, set 15 Yankee.
Sorry, no, I'm on 15 Yankee, so you're gonna be 78. You add 63 to whatever your lead's tack end is.
Two set to 78 Yankee.
Alright, bingo. On the right of your DD, you should see 0.0. That's the indication that you have good yardstick. Fury Flight is in the pit, 2 good ships.
Are you using VHF or UHF for intercom?
Intercom is going to be all VHF. UHF will be on R for the package. I'm not seeing anybody else come in. Let's see. Oh, there goes Quasi. Spoon, Sapphire.
I'm gonna go ahead and select steer point 6 since we're working east to west.
Mustang 3-4 in the pit, waiting on green jet.
Safer. Raj. I'm going to set bingo to 3,500.
Request takeoff runway.
Falcon 3-3, Osan, runway 09 arrived for takeoff.
2, bingo set 3,500.
Fury 2, 2-ship, F-16s, request taxi. Good morning, Fury 2, your number 3 for departure. All present position. Give way to Falcon 3-4, F-16, taxiing Alpha.
Hey, old painless, thanks for the follow. And then hello, Hoffman.
Package, whenever you're ready to take off, feel free to take off. Don't wait on any other flights. Just take off and do your thing.
Copy that. Falcon 3, taxiing.
Mustang 3-4, you are number 1 for departure. All present position. Give way to Mustang 3-4, F-16, taxiing Alpha. Good morning, Falcon 3, you're number 2 for departure. All present position. Give way to Mustang 3-4, F-16, taxiing Alpha.
I think they're behind us. Fury 2 taxiing. Hi 2.
Falcon 3-3, request active takeoff runway.
Falcon 3-1, Osan, runway 09 arrived for takeoff.
Two, following you out.
Right, just gonna hold here and let them pass in a second. That looks like some desync. I don't know what they're waiting on. I2 rolling.
Package Mustang 3, 3 good green ships taxiing to active runway.
Raj, Furious taxi now.
Good morning, Mustang 3. You are number 1 for departure. Taxi Alpha. And hold short. Runway 09 arrive.
Copy that, guys. Falcon 3 is holding short. You guys take off first.
I2 is just gonna do a rolling takeoff.
Copy, I'll follow you out.
Fury 2-1. Contact.
I switching uniform 3 for tower.
Fury 2. 2-shift. F-16s. Ready for departure.
Fury 2, Osan Tower, wing 090 at 1 knots, runway 09 right. You are cleared for takeoff. Fury 2, hold short. Fury 2-1, contact departure.
Oh, that 120 really is that heavy? I switch uniform 4. Tower.
Fury 2. Airborne. 2-shift. F-16s. 4,000. Fury 2. Osan. Departure. Fly heading 305. Resume on navigation.
Alright, you can push uniform 6 down. Yeah, I gotta get
Copy, uniform 6.
And then I'm climbing 7 degrees nose up for 25,000. We're doing musical SAMs, so we have invulnerability on.
Copy, forming up on your right hand side.
All of these threat circles, get an idea of how the SAMs react, get the sounds at RWR. And you just practice responding to them. Go fence in. in.
Could probably figure it out. Click the little air to ground button and get ready to rumble.
Yep, so we're gonna fence in. One is fenced in at 109, and then don't forget to turn your lights off.
Copy, you call it out, I'll follow in.
And then we're gonna go to altimeter 2992. Alright. Standard altimeter is set. Master armor's on. We don't have any air-to-ground weapons today. Air-to-air doesn't matter, but we'll go ahead and set up like it does. But do we have a hat? I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, we don't. Should have brought the hat, because you can lock it up on the hat and look at it on the TGP.
How do you change your altimeter?
At the bottom of the altimeter next to the 6 is a knob, and you can use the mouse wheel to scroll up and down.
Altimeter set 2992.
Man, Falcon BMS is so ugly. Such an ugly game. We are 15. We'll shallow the ascent a little bit. Our ascent. A little bit more. I really screwed myself putting that 120 by itself on the wing. Alright, jammer on and off is good. And you start to see all the radars are starting to light us up. One leveling 25,000.
Two leveling.
Falcon 3, two good ships, airborne reporting on UHF 6.
Confirm Fury 2 has you loud and clear. Alright, so Steer 6, the first target we're going at is a Hawk.
Copy that, Fury.
You'll see the 50 on your RWR off the nose. That is the Hawk's radar.
Got, we got the 50.
Yeah, can't remember offhand, but 50 and 55, one is tracking, one is search.
Yeah, I bet since we're further out, this is probably the search.
Very well possible. And,
Mustang 3, 4 ships, uniform 6.
Fury has your line clear. You'll notice
Falcon 3 has you. 555.
NATO naval boats and stuff as well.
For my spacing, you want me to be tighter, hang out where I am?
You're good where you're at now.
Copy. Your speed about 370 indicated?
Yeah, 0.85 Mach.
Copy.
What we'll do is we'll roll out to the steer point. I'll roll in on the Hawk. You'll stay outside the Wes and just watch. And that way you kind of see the launch, see where it's at, and then I'll have you roll in.
Understood.
Okay. So like I said, this is just a trading mission. We're taking a couple of guys up in the Falcon Lounge to fly into these threat circles from the different SAMs and kind of see how they react, and then try to practice, you know, evasive maneuvers, learning how they're going to react on our RWR, like all these beeps. We have vulnerability on, so that way we can do it multiple times, and in case we get hit, we can keep going. So yeah. So one of our favorite missions we do, again, like I said, it gets you used to what to see, what to hear, and then how to respond. And so when we do the actual campaign missions, we might have a chance to actually survive. Alright, 4 minutes out. Yeah, the wind is... I knew the wind was going to be crazy. I'm just watching right now. I'm going for the Hawk. So like I said, the 50 is the Hawk, probably search. Once we get into the threat circle, we should get a 55, and that should be the track. And then we'll see how it responds.
Looking through the pod, it looks like this is set up at an airfield.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it now to see if it's on the airfield or south of it.
I feel like this is a skill issue. I've got my teapot soy and I'm not able to toggle it.
Falcon 3, Dragnet 3, home plate is bearing 135, 35 miles.
What do you mean by toggle?
So I'm not able to move the sensor. It's just locked on steer point 6.
You have the slew cursor like bound?
Yep, I'm able to move the cursor on the HSD, but not within the targeting pod.
Do TMS up or TMS down to unlock. Alright, here I'll have you go to a right hand turn, and just that way you can take a peek at where the SAM's at.
Two right pole.
And one is in. If we had a HTS, we could have used it to lock it up and then view on the TGP, but I didn't think about that. Alright, I got 55 spike.
Copy, see it on RWR.
Okay, it looks like it might be right at the end of the runway, towards the coast. I got a missile launch. Oh, it's the other air base.
Chaff, flare.
Two in the blind. Oh, negative, got eyes.
Altitude. Altitude.
Hey, first missile evaded. Second launch.
Eyes, missile, missile, missile.
There you go, 3 knot line.
Chaff, flare.
Yep,
Yep, that's it.
launch.
Alright, I'm low, it's too high. Alright, one's flown back out of the ring.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Another launch.
Copy.
Ooh, it missed me on the ground, okay.
Another launch.
Chaff, flare.
And another.
Chaff, flare.
Mustang 3 in on the 11 range from the southwest. 24,000.
If Fury's in on the Hawk. I gotta change my program, it's wasting too much chaff flare.
Looks like you're out of range now, lead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna flow south and then I'll get up and you can roll in.
So for this one, are you just throwing it on the 3 to 9 line?
Pull up. Pull up.
Yep, 3-9 line, try to get train masking, and I did some of the jammer on and off, and the first couple of missiles that seemed to work.
Which jammer program are you set to? 3?
I had it set to 2. I didn't even think about changing that whenever I did, I just did it on and off, just as a reaction.
Understood. Fury on uniform.
Sorry. Okay, and one is out, 2 you're cleared in.
2 headed in.
Alright, 7. Okay, let me get a southward. Go heading and altitude. I'm gonna cycle over to spoon. Okay, so he is going back towards the airbase. I come back on speed a little bit. God dang it, okay. That...
Launch.
Yep. Okay, let me turn.
First missile evaded. Launch.
That's it. Man.
Another launch. Another hit.
Good. Keep flowing north. We're gonna flow to the SA-19 next.
Copy. You want me to try to evade this one or just eat it?
You can keep working to invade them. Alright, Fury is exiting the Hawk and now moving to the 19.
Mustangs exiting Hawk going to 15.
Dish that last one with terrain match.
Nice. 2, what is your fuel state?
Fuel state 7,500.
Okay, and when we get to 45, we'll float to the airbase to refuel.
Confirm.
I'm not. That's the first. That is a new one. I don't remember this one. I remember the 50-55, but I don't remember the H. I2, you wing flow towards the SA-19.
Understood, en route. Same order of operations on this one, you go in first.
Altitude. Altitude. Shaft. Flare.
That Hawk side's launching.
Yeah, he's shooting at me.
Shaft. Flare. Low. Out.
I just can't get away.
Another launch from the Hawk.
There's just not much you can do there. Alright.
I'm getting smacked by a Patriot over here.
Okay, I'm almost to the 19.
I'm gonna try and chill in that little gap in between that Hawk and that SA-11 or 17.
Ooh, missile in the air.
Shaft. Flare. Pull up. Pull up.
Hit.
In the blind.
I get locked again. It's like a AAA lock. Alright, missile warning.
Shaft. Flare. Shaft. Flare.
How are you working this one? Chat flare?
Altitude. Altitude.
That thing is fast.
That's a Tunguska, right?
Altitude.
I think
Altitude.
so.
Altitude.
Mustang flight leaving
Altitude.
SA-15 heading to
Altitude.
SA-9.
Altitude.
Tunguskas are lethal.
Alright, I'm out to sea and out of the range. You cleared in.
2 going in.
outside the threat circle is shooting at me.
That's not what the brief said. Yeah, these don't have a lot of smoke either, so it doesn't really give you a warning. Threat ring.
Okay, make sure I'm not killing myself. Okay.
Not getting any action here, Lee. Do these guys have unlimited ammo?
I don't think so. He might have shot everything he had.
I want to say they have 8 missiles.
Yeah, I have no idea. Alright, that's fine. We'll flow north from that into the man pad.
A firm, move it to man pad.
And the end goal is we're going for the 17.
Yeah, I was trying to study with some of Prime's videos. Those Tunguski's got the 20-30 mils too.
Yeah, I think it's a SHORAD.
Yeah, those things are deadly. They're mobile twin 30s, and I want to say they have 8 tubes, but it looked like it only hit you 4 times.
Yeah, 4 shots is what I saw.
And did you evade any, or was it 4 for 4?
I think I evaded one, but most of them were like nose on and just right in your face too fast.
AAA.
Oh, shot, missile in the air.
Flares out. There it is, hit.
Alright, I'm off the coast slow.
I think that was that Tungus, because they are mobile, so I bet it moved.
Yeah, it was it.
Two near man pad threat ring.
Yeah, it's gonna be the hardest because there's gonna be no threat or RWR sound. It'll be all IR. One is in. Already hit. Didn't even see it.
Yeah, all I saw was a little bit of smoke trail from your rear. I was trying to get eyes on.
Hit again, and I have no.
Missile, missile, missile. Their rear aspect.
Okay, it's down there by the river.
Yeah, by the river, about I don't know, maybe a mile east of that river. Or the bridge, correction.
Freaking SA-17 shooting me again. Oh, we ate the dirt. Nice. Yeah, I did a split S down on that SA-17 and it ate the dirt, so...
Nice, well done. I'm trying to keep my eyes out for manpads for you.
I'm getting locked by an O. I have never seen an O before.
Getting locked by the big D.
Missile. I think I dodged it.
It looked like an impact from my side, but it might have auto-detonated.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have any of the rocking or anything or a flash, so I'm not sure. Another launch.
Chat, flare.
That was an impact.
Yeah, I think you evaded that last one just by a hair's breadth.
Altitude.
Okay, I don't think those are really manpads. Those are like some kind of tracked vehicles.
Eyes, I think those are Strela launchers.
Ah, that could be it. That's why he's using a manpad ring.
Yep. Yeah, I can see them now. They're all around that bridge. Looks like a pair of Shilkas down there as well.
Alright, I'm gonna flow towards the 17. I'm at 5,800 pounds.
Ditto, 5,800 pounds.
Raj, we'll call 3,000 and then we'll flow to the alternate.
Understood. I'm gonna flow into these man pads, see how many times I can get hit.
Hey, Fury Flight is flowing into 17.
Copy that, you reply. Falcon 3 to the chip to run on, go ahead, exiting the S4 west and heading to Tanker.
Hey, Fury. What's the status of Mustang?
Mustang, we're at the SA8. Lowest is 4-5. Continuing on SAM.
Hey, Fury, we're gonna burn to 30,000 pounds and then fuel.
Sounds good. We'll probably do it 3,000 as well, so cool.
Alright, so if you don't know anything about BMS Korea, this green that you see here, it runs all the way through, that is the DMZ. So, when you get into campaigns, you start flying, this becomes a defining marker of if you're north or south. Alright, I got the big D. I don't want to get too much out.
I think those man pads were igloos. I was popping flares with no effect.
Rush. Alright, 17 in a ring.
A front 17 in a ring.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Chaff flare. Chaff flare.
Alright, missile here.
Chaff flare. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
That was it.
Yeah, they actually leave a pretty decent smoke trail.
Yeah, they're fast too, and they shoot a lot of them. Another missile here.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Evaded two.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, 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 altitude. Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude,
Another launch coming at you.
altitude, altitude.
You evaded that one, it's going off to space. Twin launch coming your way.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
I don't want to dirt.
Bingo, bingo.
I've flown south out of the circle.
Hey, firm.
Alright, two you cleared in.
Two turn in. Got the D on RWR.
Alright, Alpha C. Jammer off. Let's climb.
17 inner ring.
He's gonna have a hard time coming out from the sea. You're gonna have a hard time coming out from the sea with nothing to mask.
Tim me with a good time lead.
Mustang flight leaving SA-17, heading south tanker.
Missiles evaded, gonna pull up, try and go for terrain mass.
Copy that, Mustang, Falcon 3.
Make sure I don't kill myself here. 17 is...
That's a warning. Bingo fuel.
Right, same. One is flown as tier 10.
Missiles ditched, flowing steer 10.
Sorry, it looks like it's tier 9. Yeah, alternate plate is tier 9.
A firm headed that way.
Falcon 3, Dragnet 3, nearest tanker, Mexico 7, bearing 180, 10 miles, Tecan Channel 29er, Yankee. Falcon 3, Dragnet 3, tanker, Mexico 7, uniform 33010.
Yeah, I'm out of time. I'll have to land and end the flight there. Good flight, guy.
Raj, thanks for showing me the roads.
SA-17s and SA-11s are nasty, man. They are nasty. Alright, Mustang, Falcon, Fury flight is RTB. Have to exit for real life.
Copy, thanks for coming.
3,300 pounds, burn, suggested this shit. Adios. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get... 15 is already tracking. 15... There's no way 15 is already shooting at me. Oh, it may be shooting. Looks like the 15 was shooting at you.
Oh yeah, he's real mad.
Bingo. Bingo.
Red index, so I'm just eating them.
Oh, there's two fucking launchers.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up.
Oh, fuck me. Alright.
Caution. Caution.
Get as much altitude as possible.
Alright, why don't I come form up with you?
I'm about to run out of gas, so don't worry about it.
No, that'll work.
Mustang forming up on Camel 1. We'll be switching shortly 26 miles to the north.
If you have a 700 pounds, so I'm just trying to get some altitude to see if I can glide it.
Yeah, I'm at 2500, so I should make it.
Yeah, I tried to gun run the SA-15 when after I shot at you. Okay.
Appreciate that lead. Revenge is always appreciated.
I just happened to see the smoke trail to the ground, so I was like, oh, you're right there.
Try and get some shacks in before the game's out, right?
Primo X and be like, how did Ripper get a kill?
Doesn't even have any weapons. Oh, yeah.
20,000 feet, 28 miles, it should be good.
You happen to know what that uniform code is for alternate?
It may be uniform 5. That's the wrong button. Nope, that's not it.
Fury 2-1, F-16 inbound for landing.
Fury 2, Osan Tower, you are up.
Yeah, not sure. I didn't think to look on the briefing. There should be a uniform.
Mustang switching to Camel 1 frequency. See up.
I'd eyes on the alternate in for straight in landing. Fury.
I heard that. It ain't uniform 8.
A negative fuel state in RTB emergency landing. Fuck, I can't talk. Can't think. 500 pounds. Actually, let me. I guess I can't jettison those. Okay. Okay.
With this, is there availability to jump in another flight, or we just call it here?
You are more than welcome to land, open your refueling door, and hot pit refuel on the ground. and take it back off and keep going. I'm just exiting because I have to. My girlfriend's already looking at me.
A firm.
Gotta keep the ATC happy.
Altitude.
Yeah, we got chores I need to be doing with the wife as well, so I'll be bouncing out here.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm supposed to run and do errands, and she's looking at me like this is already taking longer than you said. Alright. Let's use a short final. Oh, sorry, 1. It looks like we're in the weather down here. Okay. A little bit of power. So while saving that 500 pounds of fuel for it. A little crosswind landing. Alright, nose up. Alright, below 100, nose down. Alright, 1 is down.
A firm, I just found the strip.
See, in a real jet, that would turn off your fuel thing. You're not supposed to do that. Alright, when is exit deactive?
2 on final.
Falcon 3, we're on Texaco frequency and we're refueling right now. 10.
Oh, I see. It's a different tanker. It's the... Oh, hi guys, that's the stream. Y'all take it easy.